Hi all, Hipper here. Today I am taking the Atago out and I am using my usual agile commander here, which is Mikawa. And you can see I have my two speed inspirations on him, Ingenious, and then other than that it's just speed and rudder upgrades. Alright, so in this game we're heading for A right off the bat here, and we have a good mix of legendaries in this game, so we'll have to play a little bit more carefully than what I usually do. So you have a Yamato and a Kurfürst on the enemy team, as well as a Richelieu. So those are some hard-hitting AP battleships. So I am going to go with a flanking move here from the beginning. I'm not going to go directly for the cap, not until I can see a little bit more about what's going on. And as you can see, we didn't start with a destroyer on this side of the map. So someone will have to spot at least a little bit, so I'll try to do it from the flank instead of inside the cap, because I think that's a little bit too dangerous in this game. Now my teammates are kind of congregating here behind the island, so I am hoping that they'll be able to push up once I get out here in the flank, and whatever ships we'll meet will be able to get in a nice crossfire here. So I just gotta get around this island here so I can see what's available, so to speak. And we have a lonely Richelieu out there on the horizon, and he's steaming towards the cap, so that's perfect. We don't have any enemy cruisers around here, so I have very little to fear. If I can keep this Richelieu at arm's length, then we should be able to take this cap very easily, especially since there's probably 4 of us. So I'll just keep heading towards the flank so I can shoot at him from the side, and he'll have to make a choice. Does he angle towards me or towards the rest of my team? Because he can't do both. So right now he's taking me on, and at that distance that's a bit of a futile project. And as he realizes now, he's going to take some damage because he's showing broadside to my team, which is the whole point. He didn't really catch that one. So now we got him where we want him, and no matter what he does, he will be hit for a lot of damage, no matter what way he angles. Alright, so he's about to go down now, and well, is this an unfair fight? Oh, absolutely. There's not much this guy can do. He's all there by himself, and there's 4 of us. So I'm just gonna wait for them to take care of this guy while I keep flanking. It looks like the enemy team are pretty much congregating down at C. So we'll see now that we have this flank. We'll try to push in along the map towards B, and then see if we can't overwhelm the enemy that way. Now if we take a look here at the map, you can see that my team is pretty much doing exactly what I was expecting, and they're slowly turning down towards B, and then presenting a long front line that will simply be able to roll over the enemy. So I'm gonna go a little bit more out on the flank to make sure that we actually have that long front, and not just in here with the islands. Like, we need it the whole way. Now we're pretty equal in terms of ships now. We both have 1 destroyer left, and we both lost a battleship. So the enemy team are ahead on points, but that's just temporary. We have the upper hand already. Now I spot a Kurfürst out here, and we need to put some pressure on that guy. He's sitting nearly 20 kilometers from the action, and just trying to take Citadel shots at my team. So we'll need to make him move and get him out of the way. The rest of the enemy team is pretty much isolated around C, so we don't really have to do too much about those yet. And then, like, personally, I enjoy like punishing battleships who play this kind of game here, where they're pretty much sitting as far away from the action as they can, and then letting their team do the heavy lifting. And in this case, that tactic is not going to help, because I will try to light up this guy to make him flee and use his guns to shoot at me, which is like pretty much impossible to hit an Atago at 13 to 14 kilometers anyway. So we get a nice fire there. Kurfürst is very, very flammable. And like, he's completely vulnerable on his flank. So he probably called me out there because suddenly I got incoming salvos from everywhere, but that's okay. That's what I want. Please shoot at me more so my team can get into a better position and take B. That is exactly what I want to happen here. And as an Atago can pretty much outmaneuver anything at this distance here. I'm right at the edge of my concealment, so I can disappear at will pretty much. So when that Kurfürst trains its guns on me, I can just disappear. And then when he gets sick of that, I'll come out of hiding and I'll set a fire on him again. So that way we'll keep him pretty much out of the battle and allow him to take some incoming fire like that one there, because he has to protect his flank as well now. And seems to be a Yamato as well, reversing back, so it looks like we've got pretty much the upper hand in the middle of the map. So I'll keep these guys here spotted, and then I'll just get up to speed so I can close the distance and put some more pressure on them. So it looks like the enemy team is actually pretty much fleeing here. This Kurfürst here is pretty much hitting the edge of the map soon. And if you notice that, like, the Kurfürst, he isn't even shooting at me because he knows it is a waste of salvos. He will do better shooting at someone else where he has an actual like chance to hit. So I can pretty much just stay out here in safety and set him on fire as I please. And when I finish with him, I will start on the Yamato. That's just a little bit to the south. There's an incoming salvo from him as we speak, but no problem at all. Just change the angle of the ship so you fit in between the shells, so you're not perpendicular to the shell, and in most cases you'll be fine, especially in Atago. So that's the Kurfürst down, and we'll start on the next one here. And I'm assuming there will be some backup soon, because the red team does not seem to be breaking through into B. They seem to be content to stay around C. And since there are left 2 cruisers left, I am assuming I will run into one of them, or both of them, at some point. So now this Yamato is turning, and I'm pretty sure he's going to take a shot at me. That's why I'm asking people to shoot at him to distract him. And yeah, he is aiming at me now, so we're just going to prepare to make an emergency turn here. To turn in so we can fit in between his shells. And there we go. Perfect. Not a single hit. and he wasted a whole salvo on me. That's nearly 30 seconds of complete and utter defenselessness for that Yamato there. And that pretty much sealed his fate. So I'll just keep setting fires on him, and he's preoccupied with the other Yamato there. And they're gonna both go for the ram, and that's just disappointing. I really don't like that. Like, the enemy Yamato is going to die no matter what. So I'm trying to tell him, don't do it, don't do it. But he did. So that leaves me against this Cleveland here, and see, like, it would be very nice to have a Yamato left now when there's only cruisers left, because I will be struggling against them in an Atago. And my goal now is to turn around, but I have to time it exactly so the Cleveland won't be able to Citadel me, because he had such a fast reload. So it's very hard. But here's my chance. So I'm gonna go full rudder and try to get this done without taking too much damage. Because the closer I get to the Cleveland, the better he is able to hit me. So I don't want to get within 10 kilometers of this guy. To be able to win this duel here, I need to be sailing away from him, like this. And if he follows me, that's great. I can burn him down. If not, that's just as good. We'll just leave him out there behind the island, and we're going to win anyway. So if you are against the Cleveland, then just put some distance between yourself and the ship, because those American shells at the distances of more than 10 kilometers, like, they're really, really floaty and almost as bad as Atlanta shells. And avoiding them is really no issue at all. So that's the way to deal with Clevelands. The only situation where they become problems is if they catch you off guard, like around an island or something, and you are within 10 kilometers without a way of turning around. Then you'll have to, like, take them on one, and the Cleveland will easily be able to out DPM an Atago. Easily. Especially if the Atago cannot get all its guns on target, which usually you can't if you're in a one-on-one with another cruiser. Notice how our destroyer is capping the last area, and myself and this other cruiser here, we've got this guy in a vice. He cannot show broadside at all because he will be citadeled by one of us. And I don't really care about his broadsides because I'm going full HE on him. And there's a whole salvo there. And that's him, out of the way. And we are so lucky that we get to approach B and take this Mogami here on. And he's obviously hoping to cap and take out the last three of us. But I don't know, for some reason he is not paying attention to me. And he's going full broadside, which is a mistake. And if you notice, I decided to turn into him instead of away, because I could see that he was about to fire. So that way I would have saved my Citadel a few hits there. And he keeps going broadside. Very interesting strategy, but whatever. That's not up to me to decide what is good or bad. But it's not what I would do. Let's put it that way. Give him another one there. We are hitting Citadels, but he is lasting a long time. And again, I angle, so he's not able to Citadel me. And hopefully this would be our last shot here, and the battle is won. And yep, sure enough, 2 Citadels. So here we have 166,000 damage, a few kills, a few defense, a few Citadels. Yeah, it's okay. And like, we have 3,100 base XP, so we did well. And the The Mogami did well, but he didn't do well enough, unfortunately, for him. Alright, see you guys.